Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna show you the Mind over Matter Agnostic Righteous Fire Burst, got so many words, Elementalist, the version that I was talking about in yesterday's video, where I said like, yo, what if we just get a Cloak of Defiance and a Series Foible and just play the version as an Elementalist, but instead of the left side of the tree with all the life nodes, we're gonna pass out to the lower side of the tree and go like Acrobatics, Face Acrobatics, being ailment immune, as well as being like having Righteous Fire as additional DPS. So I'm gonna run like two maps over here, like an Atel map and a Minotaur map on Awakener 9. I sadly, I put this character together within like an hour, basically, just throwing on the gear, chancing those with Trash to Treasure, while this one wasn't really too much fun. Sticking with the Elder theme and just using the exact same gear that I had on yesterday's video. So basically, is this a better version or not? It depends, I would say. I would say let's run the showcase first, an Atel map, afterwards the Minotaur map, so you see how the playstyle feels like. It has Mind over Matter, so we are having 40%. Now, actually, my version has 50% Mind over Matter, so you should actually take care that your HP and mana pool is based on that number, right? That's why I have like Herald of Thunder on for bosses, or at least for mapping, but as soon as I go for bosses like Saurus or Maven or something, I just turn off Herald of Thunder because my trigger will be Stormbrand anyways. But for the mapping, we're gonna use Herald of Thunder as well as Righteous Fire, and then it's basically pretty much the same playstyle. So you just like run around. God, I just started PoE, so that's why probably some texture streaming issues as always. But it's 100% the same playstyle as it is on the other Autobomber. You have your Fire Burst procs with your Herald of Thunder. This time around, we are not having a Barracks Respite Ring or the Aberrate's Hoof, so this clear is a little bit, in one hand I would say weaker because the Ignite doesn't proliferate as good as before, but in the other hand, for having Righteous Fire as additional source of DPS, since we are on Ignite build, all we do is scale damage over time, fire.multi, so my Righteous Fire alone has like 1 million DPS, which is like better than a good Death Oath build, more or less. So that's why my Righteous Fire actually kills off targets too, for those occasions where I have Fire Burst on cooldown, as I said in yesterday's video, where I said like, yo, you know, when you're like too fast, you're basically skipping out. Wait, Val Righteous Fire, let's burst through here. You're basically skipping out packs because you just have a cooldown on your Fire Burst, and your Herald of Thunder will not kill off monsters anyways, right? But having Righteous Fire as an additional source is actually feels pretty good, I gotta say. Lots of monsters. Headhunter. There's a marble amulet. Shit. Just open the boxes. No swing sounds, which is always bad. Holy shit, almost got one-shotted. Unlucky. I think if you add Val Grace, then you could actually be like dodge and spell dodge cat, which is also pretty nice. But what I like about this version, first of all, the additional Righteous Fire DPS alongside ailment immunity. So I built in ailment immunity on this character since I don't play with golems on my Elementalist. And as you see, even without Barracks Respite Ring, the clear is just really disgusting, I would say. So let's kill off the boss so we can move on to the next map. So boss DPS is good. It is only half of the one that we had. I think I had like 14 million DPS on the life-based version. But that was mostly because the ring combination with the okay, I have it on the other character now, the replica Emberwake ring, basically, where your ignite is twice as fast, for example, right? This version doesn't use that, but still, I think with 7 million ignite DPS on this version is plenty to do all content comfortably, right? So, but as you see, mapping speed even without. Should we skip light? Oh, we have another Legion, at least. But as you see, with being ailment immune, I can just stand in those shock rounds without getting the debuff just because I am ailment immune. And if you see my life dropping that heavily, this is because I put on Val Righteous Fire. Since we are damage over time based, it deals like a shit ton of more damage. I think like 1.7 million DPS just with Val Righteous Fire on. And with the changes to Val skills, you have a pretty good uptime on that one. Good. Yeah. other than that, nothing too much to add. We did the ultimatum before, so let's just do like a speed mapping example. Herald of Thunder, Fire Burst, Ignite Proliferation, Righteous Fire, all the good things. I kind of like this version. As I said, it's not really min-maxed. I should actually have like somewhere, like as much mana as I can get, plus like life and mana divided by 2 should be my mana pool, basically, since I'm running 50% MOM, right? But which I don't have at the moment, so that's why I say I put this together. But still, I think it's doing actually pretty well. So, let's Simburo. Come over here, and boss is dead. So, as you see, damage is plenty. I just want to give you guys this showcase just because I had all the gear made, or at least before I get rid of the Fireburst character to move on to the next project, I still just wanted to go with a Cloak of Defiance and a Tyrus Foible and just Essence Worm and stuff like that, and go the dodge route with Phase Acrobatics. So, path of billing link of this character is in the description below. I'm not going to talk too much about all these mechanics and what is Fireburst and stuff like that, because we covered pretty much everything in the last video. The gear is exactly the same as I had it before. The only difference is just the ring and the amulet and the skill tree, obviously. So how do I get ailment immune? Since the Elementalist without golems doesn't deliver that, I picked those 6 points, I think 6 points for 50% ailment avoidance. Then I have 20% of the thick skin cluster, so all of these nodes have a certain amount of ailment avoidance, which makes it 50, makes it 70, and then I use 1 elegant form, which basically if you dodge attack and spell hits and 30%, so we are at 100% in hideout, as you see over here. So we are ailment immune, we are actually having dodge and phase accuracy, so in hideout it's like 44-33, with a quartz flask is 55-44, but if you then have, for example, Wild Grace, if you can just fit it in somewhere, then you can just, I think you're actually getting capped out on dodge and spell dodge as well, which I pretty much like. Since I'm not using a Barracks Respite, we have no issues anymore triggering our Elemental Equilibrium, since that one actually added the fire damage to spells to my Stormbrand. Other than that, I feel like the tankiness is... It's hard to say, because I didn't die on this build, or at least not often, and I didn't die not often on the life-based version as well. But... you know, I really like the version because of Righteous Fire, since it does like over 1 million DPS. So with this downsides of Fire Burst cooldown, you're still maintaining your insane clear speed by Righteous Fire. For bosses with Wild Righteous Fire, since those two stack, you have like quite some DPS extra. But what I feel about it, the way the version that I play, so I basically picked the exact same notes that I had on the Elder version. But this way, if you play it like that, I feel like that my Mana Flask could do better. So I would probably opt in at least one Spiked Concoction and Liquid Inspiration. Maybe even with Liquid Inspiration and a Small Cluster Jewel, because if, as you see, if I put on Righteous Fire, you see that I'm degenning. Now I'm using my Mana Flask, sorry, and it's going quite low, I would say, or slow. Once my mana is actually depleted, you're gonna see that my life will actually be a lot slower degenerating, just because I have life recovery rate, life regen, all that kind of things, as you see over here now. So if I have like 1 or 2 more % regen life regeneration, then I would definitely not even lose life at this point. But as I said, maybe a bit more investing into mana, or at least mana recovery rate from flasks. I did take the note over here with the medium cluster jewel. We also have mana flows. We also get burning brutality, which is like one of the best fire notes in the skill tree. If you need res, you can also always opt in into these couple notes over here. And with Mind Over Matter, like how much should you have life compared to mana? It's actually pretty simple. You just count both together. So we have like, let's say 3,700 plus my 3,100 that I currently have, which is life and mana combined. And then it just depends how much MOM do you have. So I'm running currently 50%. We have the 10%, 30% from the Cloak of Defiance plus an extra 10%, which is 40%. And actually my my Prismatic, my Watcher's Eye does actually have 10% MOM too, which is 50%. So what I would do is divide this by 2, and this is basically the amount of mana that I currently need to have, like life and mana basically combined. So I'm having too much life and I'm having too low mana. If you're running on like 40% MOM, you would basically do the same to just find out. If you say 3,700 plus 3k and then times 0.4, because I'm having only 40% MOM, correct? I think is correct. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But what I know is I have too much life and too low mana for having 58% MOM. But I'm not an MOM specialist, right? I'm just saying for my current playstyle that I kind of have or tested in these like 1 or 2 hours, I just feel like that I need more mana recovery rate. If somebody says like, yo, this is a version that I feel more comfortable with, this is a version that I would appreciate more than the live version. So that's why I just wanted to just give it a go and give you guys like this kind of showcase so it still maintains the speed and stuff. POV in the description below, so feel free to just update your items or play with the settings. I just want to show you guys that this is also an option that you could opt in for. Good. Quick little video. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.